Hey everybody, and welcome to Stock Abilities. Today I'm going to be covering the Robinhood faces SEC investigation over deals with high-speed trading. According to the Wall Street Journal, the probe focused on a failure to fully disclose its practice of selling customers' orders to market makers. Sources told the Journal settlement could exceed $10 million, but a deal is likely to be announced this month. Obviously, not doing so hot pre their IPO that they're planning on doing here eventually. They've also been having a lot of downtime lately, as you can see here. But essentially, the ultimate issue with Robinhood is their uptime. And of course, you've seen problems with TD Ameritrade and other big brokers, but Robinhood's been having more excessive of an issue as of late, where at one point you can even access their app or their website at any given point during the day. Even today, in the last 24 hours, they're experiencing even more problems. And then in most cases, it's just that they can't even do anything. Some people say they can't see their stocks. Some people say that it's just giving an empty error on the website. So you got both the website and the app down, at least with TD Ameritrade and other brokers like it. You were able to access at least some semblance to do something within there. The other thing to note is that basically Robinhood doesn't really have a customer service. You can email them, you might get a response in 24 hours. I've had it in the past an open ticket for up to 6 months. I'm not joking. And I have that in another video if you guys want to check that out. But essentially, the biggest issue with Robinhood isn't necessarily its up or down time. It's the fact that if you have problems, you have no one that you can even contact because that's just how the broker is nowadays. There's really no one to associate with at all to that degree. Now, there's other brokers you can consider that I'd personally recommend. I mean, Robinhood is not one of the ones to consider, even though it's free, has fractional shares and everything. You have the issue of the downtime, and if you need to sell something, especially if you're in an option, doing options trading, that can be very volatile. You can lose a lot of money very quickly. Then if you got Webull here, Webull is pretty much the same as Robinhood. You can check that out in the link in the description below for some more information about that. The reason I considered Webull over Robinhood is I can actually get a hold of the customer service and I can actually have very little problems. You don't really hear Webull in the news about having issues. I mean, I've never had any downtime with Webull. I only use it for swing shares at the moment. I've tried options, but I prefer Tastyworks over that. I'll get into that in a second. But Webull offers pretty much a lot of the same things that Robinhood offers. I actually think it has a nicer setup as comparative to Robinhood. The only difference is you get your money's transferred just a little bit slower, which obviously can be an issue, especially if you're a day trader. Then you got Tastyworks. Tastyworks is offering a 10 options or 100 shares on us if you deposit with just 2000. I'll link to that in the description below, but I'm not going to get into too much about these. Tastyworks is good for options, Webull is good for swing shares, things like that. The main thing is that almost every broker beats Robinhood, even with the larger brokers. The appeal that Robinhood had at the time was essentially that they offered free shares, they offered free options, but a lot of these other places are starting to follow suit. So the real question is, why are you still with Robinhood and why are you still trading with them, especially with all these problems that they're having recently that you might say, well, it's ease of use and everything like that. So is Webull, so is TD Ameritrade, so is Tastyworks. These are all easily accessible brokers. It takes a little bit more of an effort to sign up, but you have customer support to help you all along the way. Robinhood, you'd be lucky to talk to anyone on the phone ever again. They don't really have a phone support anymore. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you have Robinhood that has a response time of up to 6 months. Let me switch over here to Webull. Webull has within 24 hours via email. They don't really have a phone support. Tastyworks within 5 minutes. Sometimes within 1 minute, you can call them directly, contact their trading desk, you can contact their general support, and all these basic things just really easily, really upfront. Doesn't take much effort to do so, and you're all set to go. Now, this is all I wanted to cover in this video. I mean, if you guys are experiencing problems with Robinhood, you're worried about using the broker in the future, I don't personally recommend that you continue to use it simply because of all the issues that they're having and all these questionable things that they're doing, which ultimately I could see kind of why they're doing it because it helps benefit their more direct investors into the broker platform, not the investors trading on it. So that is something to keep in mind, that they don't have your best interests in mind, they have their investors' best interest. And they've had multiple days of down in the past month, whereas, a lot of these larger brokers have had two or three maybe in the past year. Robinhood's been down at least 20, 30 times this year. That's an excessive amount of time to be down for a stockbroker. Well, thank you for listening in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and have a nice day.